I've got 30 days until I hit 1000 days inside of my Minecraft hardcore world, and with 1.20 being released in a week, I want to create an entire village from scratch before I hit day 1000. This is going to be difficult. But first, I need to lay out a pathway, which does mean I have to remove these flower farms I built in my last episode. But don't worry, I'm going to rebuild these farms later on in this episode. And as I only have 30 days to complete this project, I'm not going to be sleeping to give myself double the time. Now that the path has been laid out, I'm going to pick up loads of the copper I laid down earlier to oxidize. Now it's time to get a sugar box full of cobblestone, as it is time to build up one of the farmhouses. And there we go, the farmhouse has now been built. Wait, what do you mean it looks ugly? Hold on a second. There we go, much better. This area outside the farmhouses is looking quite boring, so I think it's time to plant a field. That flower field there looks amazing, so I might add another one in the future. But for now, I'm going to build up another farmhouse. The farmhouse has now been built up, but the side of it does look very boring, so I'm thinking about adding a wagon to the side of it. And I think now's a great time to add in another field. There we go, another field has now been built up. But what am I going to do now? Build another house? Build another field? Wrong, I'm extending out the pathway. And then I went to build up another farmhouse. And whilst I'm doing this, make sure to subscribe. But what time is it now? Well, it's time to build yet another field. Yeah, I can already imagine this is going to become a theme in this video. And there we go, another field that has been built up. It is now day 2 of this village project, and I have 23 Minecraft days left. I'm also now going to add in another flower field. Wow, how original. And there we go, a brand new cornflower field and a wheat field have now been added in. I'm now going to build up another farmhouse, but this time I'm going to show you how I do it. So we start off and we place 1 polished andesite, 1 cobblestone, 1 polished andesite and 1 cobblestone. And we repeat that on all 4 sides. And now I'm going to use a mod which automatically randomizes my hotbar to build up the walls. Now for the roof, we do an outline of slabs like this. And we do one sticking out on the end like this. And then you do the same on the other side, leaving a 1 block gap before pillaring up. And then it's time for a gradient of copper. And that is how you build up a farmhouse. But what am I going to do now? A, build another farmhouse, or B, build another field? Well, whatever you said, you're wrong, because I'm going to build up a bridge. The bridge is now complete. Wait, what do you mean it looks boring? There we go, I think that looks a lot better. But I'm now in my test world as I want to plan out a couple more builds. And I think something similar to this building could definitely work out great. And for the roof, I want to include a green gradient. And I think something like that definitely works out pretty well. And after adding a bit more detail, I think this house looks pretty cool. Today is June the 2nd, meaning that my hardcore world was created 1 year ago today. So I've decided to dedicate this tower here for it. But today I'm going to build a house I designed yesterday in creative mode. But first I need to gather up some more spruce wood. As well as mossy cobblestone. And moss. After gathering those resources, I'm now on day 981, meaning I have 19 days left of this project. Now that I've gathered all the resources, it's time to build up the house. So unfortunately, Replay Mod decided to corrupt the time-lapse, which is pretty annoying, but I can still show you what I've built inside of this house, and it's a sugarcane farm. This is because I can now gather paper automatically whilst I'm building up this village. Now I want to do something for the first time in this video, building up a farmhouse. There we go, the next farmhouse has been built in, but I do now need to connect it to the rest of the path. And this farmhouse is actually going to have a purpose, as I'm going to put in the double tall flower farms I removed earlier in the episode. All 4 of these farms are now working. It is now day 4 of this project, and as we're over halfway through, it's time to look back on what the village first looked like. And here it is now, and I think we've already made quite a big improvement. But there is still a lot to do, so it's time to pick up the pace. So I decided to build not 1, not 2, but 3 brand new flower fields. Now that I've built the flower fields, I'm going to build up a tower over here. Yeah, I think that tower looks pretty good, and I might even add some more in later. But for now, once again, I'm going to build up a couple more farmhouses. Wow, what a surprise. And there we go, the next 2 farmhouses have been built up. It's time to connect them to the rest of the village with a path. The path has now been completed, but I still need to connect a path to this house down here. And building this path has actually let me to have enough space for another field here. I decided to build a peony field as it stands out from the other 2 white flowers near it. It is now day 5 of this project and I have 10 Minecraft days left. So here's building number 1, number 2, and number 3. With them now being built, I need to link them to the path. It's now time to deal with these boring patches of land. So that's field 1 now done, but there we go, not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 brand new fields have been added in. With it now being day 6 and me only having 7 Minecraft days left, I think we need to focus more on the details. So it's time to add in some trees, but not any boring old ones, custom trees. Let's also add in some patches of grass and some patches of wheat. Right over here, I actually have a bit more room for 1 more field. It is now the last day of this project and I have 6 Minecraft days left. So I immediately got to work on even more fields. Now that the fields behind me have been built, it's time to build yet another tower. The tower has been built up, and what I've realised in all of this is how annoying phantoms are. So for the last few days I am going to let myself sleep so phantoms don't drive me insane. And there we go, we now have 4 days left. My next job is to be decorating these parts of this village as they're really boring at the minute. So off I went creating some trees and planting some wheat and sweet berries. With it now being day 997, I need to go to my XP farm as my tools are looking pretty bad. Now that my tools have been repaired, I'm gonna plant another field. Yes, I've definitely ran out of ideas at this point. And what I meant by that was planting 4 fields. And when I said 4, I meant 5. With all those fields now planted, I'm finally on day 999. So that means there's only one thing left, for me to clear up this giant shulker monster. For now, I'm just going to leave all of them in my castle storage room. And as the moon rises on the 999th day of this hardcore world, I can jump into my bed and finally say that I've survived 1000 days inside of hardcore Minecraft. There we go, that is the story of how I spent an entire week building a massive village inside of hardcore Minecraft. And with 1.20 now being released, I can work on bigger and better projects. Don't forget to subscribe.